Hello YouTube, today we have an interesting topic, particularly for keychain multi-tool enthusiasts. The Leatherman Squirt versus the Micra. Which one is more suited for me and also maybe for you? So one thing to consider when buying keychain multi-tools, usually of course you wanted something to carry within your pocket that is light, that you cannot feel so much, and yet very versatile, very packed with so many functions in it. So these two are one of the popular choices out there. Length. You can see here that the Micra, when you put them beside each other, is already visibly longer. According to the website, the closed length is 2.5 inches or 6.5 centimeters, while the Squirt is 2.25 inches or 5.72 centimeters. In terms of thickness, the Squirt is a little bit thicker, just very little bit thicker, and it's also a little heavier. But if you hold them together, you can really not feel the difference. The Squirt is 56.4 grams or 2 ounces, while the Micra is 51 grams or 1.8 ounce. But really, cannot feel the difference. So in terms of weight and the length, the length is not really much, so you can pick any of the two. So what will be the deciding factor are the functions, the tools inside these two. So let's check them out. So here I put out all the tools outside so we can see both of them together. First, we have the knife or the blade. For the Micra, this is 1.6 inches or 4.05 centimeters in length, similar with the Squirt. They are actually the same size. The Squirt's knife belly is actually a little wider, but in terms of length they are the same, and they're both 420 HC steel. Next, we have a flathead screwdriver. The Squirt also has a flathead screwdriver. They are almost similar in size. If you put them together here, almost similar in size. And then we have the nail file for the Micra. The Squirt does not have this, but I suppose the Squirt is a big win because it has the file it's a wood file and a metal file, and you can see on this side you can actually make grooves on it. And then for the next one, next on this side we have a tiny flathead screwdriver. I'm not sure if this is an exact comparison because the end of this is also flat, but it's really meant for a Phillips head screwdriver. The way that you can see the shape similar to the Micra, it says there for Phillips. It's flat, but it says there for Phillips. So you did not lose any of those features in the both models, and they both have a bottle opener. For the Micra, which is on this side over there, you can see the shape for the bottle opener, and for the Leatherman Squirt is a little bit smaller. They both bite the crowns of the bottles fairly nicely, but they cannot usually, I'll have to take multiple tries to do so. And lastly, of course, what's missing, the main difference is that the Micra has a pair of tweezers here, which the Squirt does not, but it has this tiny pair of pliers that you may also use for picking up tiny things. And of course, the key difference is that Squirt, the main tool, is a tiny pair of pliers, while for the Micra is a pair of scissors, both of which are spring-loaded with similar types of mechanism. Next, tool accessibility. This goes ultimately to the Leatherman Squirt. All tools, except for the pair of pliers, are accessible from the outside. You need a blade, all your things, they're all out here. As for the Micra, you have to open it up. And one thing I hate about opening the Micra up, I've pinched my fingers multiple times. Now I'm really sure if pinching is right, but I got cuts because when you try to open it, look at that. See how the scissors do that? I'll repeat that. I'm just a typical user. I open it, and if my hand, a lot of times my finger is on here, I put it there and then it bites through my finger like so, and I get some cuts. So there, but they're both spring loaded. So if you like spring loaded, which is very good for a pair of scissors, you know, it's going to be easier to just have ups and downs movement like this. So just press and press. You don't have to control so much over here, especially for the tiny size. Oh, one thing, the Micra has a set of it has a ruler both on the centimeter and the inches side. So let's check the tools one by one. Let's try with the blade. Let's check. Here's a piece of paper. We'll see how it performs. This is for the Micra. These have never been sharpened out of the box. Been using the Micra for 3 months now, I guess, and Squirt for over a year, or maybe 2 years. I think it's 2 years. It's already been 2 years. They're relatively sharp. I mean, for their size, this keychain is getting in the way. Maybe hold it like so. There. For its size, they are sharp enough. Actually, when you compare this to the Victorinox, I tried using the knife of this one in multiple occasions, opening up sacks and some cables. I find a difference that when you use this knife versus any of the Leatherman's knives, this is not as good. The Leatherman blades are really superior when it comes to the cutting ability. Now for the Squirt, I suppose it just so happens that the Micra is newer. The Squirt is this has gone quite a lot of usage for me. Again, I use these things to open sacks, big bags, some cordages. They perform very well. These have never been sharpened. Over a year, almost 2 years, 3 months. So there. Let's try some cables. Micra. See, it's sharp. It's really sharp. You will not regret getting any of these things if you're going to cut through anything small like these. Yeah, it's getting duller. This one's getting duller because of multiple use. It's not easy to, I mean, it's not really hard to sharpen. You just have to get one of those stones or handy things like the lance key or the what I have one is the Smith's Pocket Pal. I have the Smith's Pocket Pal for that. Next we can check on some cable ties. Cable ties. See that? One more. And Squirt. Oh, still sharp. See that? Very easy. No problem at all. and maybe some cardboard. I have a piece of cardboard in here from electronics. And just got through. See that? My hand is on the way. It's not bad. I mean, it's not new sharp, but let's try the mic. See, it's good. One thing I noticed when I try to cut through things is that since the Micra has the blade pointing on this side and you have a handle on here and you're holding it like so and you're cutting through small things, it's not that ergonomic as compared to when using this one, and then there's nothing that obstructs the blade on this side. You see? So that's one difference for you. For that, I put the Squirt on advantage for that point in terms of accessibility. But in terms of safety, I just have to be careful that the blade doesn't flip back on you because it's non-locking. You see that? Doesn't lock. So if it flips back on you, it goes straight to your finger, as compared to the Micra. If it ever flips, it'll just stop right here, so it won't harm you. So it depends on your preference, safety or convenience, ergonomics during actual use. Maybe this one is better for kids, huh? Things to consider. Let's check out the other tools. Yeah, so here we have a screwdriver. It's on a concrete wall. You can hear that it's concrete. So we try the Squirt, see if we can, despite the small tool, see that we can lose it fairly nicely, fairly well, and put it back, tighten it back. And I'm doing this effortlessly. It's pretty tough. I'd say it's pretty tough. Now let's try the Micra. Over here I have the Leatherman Micra. Can feel that it's not as good. I mean, it's heavy duty, but the screwdriver is how do I say this? The screwdriver is sturdy, no doubt about it. I can feel the screwdriver, but something on the handle doesn't feel as sturdy, as heavy duty as the Squirt. It feels like while this can handle the tightness of this thing, something about the handle doesn't feel right. Something that feels like it will flip somewhere here or something. So there. Alright, next we try this on this screw here. This is the Leatherman Micra. This is on wood. This is a door bolt. There we go. For this one, it's doing fine. Again, I feel something on the handle, maybe because the way of it's configured, and you can really feel somehow something moving. As for the Leatherman Squirt PS4, it's much sturdier. See, I don't feel anything weird, you know. It's just so sturdy and so easy, and it grips there much better. Can do the job much better. So screwdrivers, Squirt versus the Micra, I go Squirt all in. For both the screwdrivers, I go for the Squirt. They feel better. Let's now check out the scissors. Micra's main tool is a pair of scissors. Squirt has one too. Much shorter, but you can open it wide as you can, like so, because it just freely opens like that. and it has a spring here. There are quite a lot of statements in YouTube saying that their squirt scissors break. This thing breaks. Spring breaks. It's for the Micra, it's much sturdier, also spring loaded over there. Let's check it out. I never had problem with Leatherman scissors. They're good, but I gotta admit sometimes, sorry, this one first. Gotta admit that sometimes I am quite surprised that some scissors, even the Micra, feels outperformed by the Victorinox. There are times. So if you're going to cut through things, I got a piece of fabric here. There. It says the best way to check some scissors is to let it go through the fabric. Maybe not this type of fabric, but what the hell, this everything I can find. Yeah, it's good enough. Good, very good. I like it. And even in, see that? Very sharp. It's just that when you're going to use scissors a lot, of course the Micra feels better in the hand, especially if you're cutting through something thick with resistance or anything, because this one is only for light duty. Use it on something tough, I'm afraid this will take the hit. As for the Micra, it feels solid, and also in terms of comfort, this thing, only the thumb has the force like that. The Micra, you have your hand doing it for you. If you're going to cut through a lot of things, maybe get a proper pair of scissors, but if you don't have a proper pair of scissors, the Micra is a good choice. Other tools, of course, the Micra does not have the pair of pliers. I will not test the, okay, I can show you the nail file. Let's see. My nail isn't that, let's see, isn't that long, but what the hell, right? All right, see that? There you go. I actually like this file better than Victorinox version. Where is it? Hold on. This one. This is not as ragged as like this one. Frankly, I like Leatherman's nail file better. Yeah. And I will not... I don't have wood to saw here, to file here. I will not do that. It's not really intended for nails, but if you really want to, you can, but be careful in doing that. It's not for that. And what else? I suppose what we haven't checked is the can opener, bottle opener, sorry. They both don't have can opener. See that how it flips back? That's what I'm telling you. You just really have to hold on from these two sides to open it safely, prevent this from harming you. Where is the pair of the tweezers? They're alright, they're good. I don't use them so much. Victorinox tweezers are much better, but if you don't have one on you, the Micra will do well. Bottles. Do I have a bottle here? Hold on. And here you have a bottle. Let's see. You really have to find a good gripping point. Sorry, cannot. It's kind of difficult. It's not like Victorinox that you can just grab onto something, but it's opening it up, you know. Let's just continue to open this up. There you go. There we have it. Sorry about the focus, the camera focus. It does it well. You can open it up and enjoy your bottle of beer then. But you know, it's not as good as Victorinox. With Victorinox, I try to pop open something, I don't have to check on the can, where will it fit? Will it fit here or there? Or maybe I just really need to let it catch through that point. In Micra and in the Squirt, they both do, but they open up maybe 1 or 2 tries if you're used to it, 3 to 4 times if you're not very used to it. And finally, of course, the Squirt has a pair of pliers. Hold on. Has a pair of pliers, which is very useful. You can also use this as a pair of tweezers, but it's a little bit too big. Has a good what do you call that, bite on it. Cannot really focus it so much. There, you can see the profile of that thing. Oh, it's so difficult to focus. It's a good pair of pliers. I tested it, and it has a nice set of wire cutters, sorry, over there. So who is it for, really? Is this for me? I cannot say for you, of course, you're the only one who can use it. You know what they say, different persons, different jobs, different day-to-day tasks involved. For me, I would pick something, or maybe if you cannot decide, if I would pick something like this one, because it also has the pair of scissors, and at the same time you have a nice pair of pliers, if that's what you're going for. If you're someone who do not use the pair of pliers, maybe you can get the pair of scissors. Actually, I mentioned I already had this for years. So why did I buy the Micra a couple of months ago? I wanted to see, because for over 2 years that I am carrying a Squirt with me, I almost never use the pair of pliers. So I suppose it's not very useful. And then I checked, the most used item in any of my multitudes that I carry as an EDC is the pair of scissors and the blade, but much more so for the pair of scissors. So I've tried to buy this instead, and I gave one to a friend who loves scissors so much. She likes art, you know, cutting through things, making all of these wonderful cutouts of different shapes, and she loves the Micra so much. And who is the Micra for also? Someone maybe who has already a nice set of bigger pair of multi-tools, who do not have a pair of scissors in them, like the rebar, you know. It's packed with tools, bigger everything, bigger knife, bigger, and you have the better file, but you don't have a pair of scissors. This will complement this thing very well. This doesn't have the tweezers, this doesn't have the scissors, the nail file and all. This has it. So other multi-tools that do not have a pair of scissors, the Leatherman Signal, you know. So this will be a nice complement. Put it in your keychain. So there, these are my tiny multi-tools, and my most used one still. See how I've used this a lot. All the scales is so old and damaged and scratched. It's because, again, the weight. I bought this and this, carried it for some time because I wanted to find something which is the best one for me. Still didn't match for the manager. Oh, it was that. But for these two, if I were to select one just for myself, I will pick with the Squirt, because I'm not very big on I mean, yeah, scissors are my used tools, but I only cut through small things, not really big stuff. So having an extra pair of pliers with you just in case will be very helpful in an everyday life. That's all. Thanks for viewing this review. This is just a review from a typical EDC keychain multi-tool. Thank you very much. Bye.